The MoneroTopia weekly news segment is sponsored by WizardSwap.io, a non-custodial cryptocurrency exchange.
All right, we have a tweet here from Thomas Massey, Representative Thomas Massey. He says, Ross Ulbricht has been freed by President Trump with a full pardon. Thank you for keeping your word to me and others who have been advocating for Ross's freedom, Mr. President. Yeah, so Donald Trump actually gave not just the commutation of the sentence, but the full pardon. And that was actually unexpected. My guess, so there was a little bit of a delay and people were kind of like getting nervous if he was going to actually, follow through because he had freed all the January 6 people. Or allegedly they got freed. He said they should get freed and they're still like dragging their feet. Maybe that's another news story. Anyways, but I think the delay was Trump trying to decide if he wanted to do the full pardon or just the commutation. But yeah, this is one I think we expected to actually happen. I couldn't see a reason why he wouldn't do it. It's a really good token gesture. I know I don't want to call it a token gesture, right? But it was a really good way to coalesce the libertarian crowd around him and keep that support. He's freed one man that was really important to all of us. So it's good to see that he did that. I think this was expected. Let's hope that he actually reforms the Department of Justice that led to this travesty in the first place, right? Let's hope that he guts the FBI and just completely reforms that criminal organization. I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that one. What do you think?
Yeah,
Chuck?
totally. That one was a really big win. And a lot of people were fudding because okay, he didn't do it technically first day, but he got an upgrade though. It went from a commutation to a full pardon, which that's an easy answer. Day 2 with a full pardon, that's totally worth it over day 1 commutation. Let's be honest. But yeah, you're right. It's it didn't really make any sense for Trump not to. It's okay, Trump's not going to be able to run again, but he does care about his reputation quite a lot. And he made a straight up promise during the Libertarian Convention. So it was really an easy decision. But it was, it was in a way like a gesture, a nice gesture for him to get a full pardon instead of just a commutation. That's a big deal. So yeah, definitely out of everything you could criticize Trump for, that's definitely a win for sure.
Yeah, and definitely, congrats to Ross, congrats to his family and his mother who just fought tirelessly to make that happen, and even just congrats to everybody in the crypto space that made a big deal out of it, that made that a headline issue that the politicians felt like they had to address. Yeah, definitely a win there. That was a ridiculous over sentence. Everybody knew it. So yeah, good stuff.
It was two life sentences plus 40 years, no parole. That's crazy, man. That's just insane.
It's just straight up psychopathic. So I saw someone just crop out the plant here, and they were like, you can't just post a plant on the internet and expect people to recognize it. It's everybody knew that was Ross's
plant. We all immediately knew. Oh, that's Ross Ulbricht.
Looks suspiciously like marijuana leaves, but not a marijuana plant.
The Silk Road 2.0, but it only has marijuana, which is pretty, mostly safe.
Yeah, I guess depending on what state he was locked up.
Depending on the state, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, another salute to Ross. Freedom at last. Let's see, what do we got next? We have, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this. I don't think you're going to be able to hear it, but at least we have the words down there. Yeah, so this is Ross talking. Says, I was doing life without parole and I was locked up for more than 11 years. But he let me out and I'm a free man now. I'm obviously quoting here. So let it be known that Donald Trump is a man of his word. Thank you so much, President Trump, for giving me this amazing blessing. I'm so grateful to have my life back, to have my future back, and to have this second chance. This is such an important moment for me and my whole family. It's an important moment for everybody who's been working for this for years. This is a victory, and it's your victory too. And this is an important moment for everybody everywhere who loves freedom and who cares about second chances. So it feels amazing to be free, to say the least. It's overwhelming. And for the next however long we need, I'm going to be with my family so that we can reunite and be whole again and heal. But there's a lot to talk about, and I look forward to re-engaging with the free world. And so once I'm feeling up to it, we'll talk again. Yeah, so that was Ross directly addressing everybody. That's great. It's again, I don't know how many streamers are on here, but like we said, like both Tux and I said on Twitter, take a chill pill, everybody. Don't try and get him on your show right away. Don't inundate him with requests. Just let bro chill. He'll come out again and start sending tweets and talking to the world when he's ready to talk to the world. He doesn't need us like poking and prodding him, trying to get him to support our fucking coin or whatever it is, even if it's the best coin, which it is. Obviously, we have the best coin here. Nevertheless, let him say that. All right, let's not poke and prod him to get him to say that.
Yeah, I mean, Buddy's been in jail for 11 years, and I mean, that's got to be like incredibly soul crushing to assume most of the time he would be in there for the rest of his life. And it's like he went from life sentence to instant like freedom relatively, which is crazy. So I would imagine it would take you quite a long while to readjust to that. But yeah, he'll come out at some point.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, all the libertarian bros are at each other's necks. Whose podcast is he gonna get on first? It's kind of funny to see, but it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it's like, it's annoying. It's like, God, in a way, good. Let the people who want to try and do that and reveal who they really are, like reveal what they're like, because it just shows that they're selfish. They're all about themselves. If they're sitting there trying to like jockey to get Ross, to be the first podcast or whatever. But yeah, man, I know for like personally, I was just trying to like put myself into that mentality. The odds of you getting a Supreme Court review are extremely low, and they rejected that. And then the odds of getting a presidential pardon are even lower than that. And so you're like, suddenly this comes up and you're like, holy shit, I can barely at all put myself into like that sort of empathetic, like what must that feel like? But it's got to be an incredible set of emotions for sure. Okay. So the next story that we have is from Anna Matson. And she says, here we go. Here's a thread on all of President Trump's executive orders he signed on the first day. Tell me your favorite at the end. So, okay, this might be a little bit of a doozy, but let's go ahead and try and unwrap this. Dang it. Hang on a second. I'm going to have to.
Oh, it's making you do yeah.
Yeah, hang on. Let me change my StreamYard over to my actual Twitter. And then I can are you able to switch the screens?
Yeah, let me check.
Because I
should be able to.
Okay, because I don't want to unpresent.
Yeah, you should be good to change it. Yep, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, should be sharing now.
All right. I see. Let's see. I see news, but it doesn't look like it has anything I can bring up.
Oh, let me try that again. Oh, it wants to know which screen. Yeah, share the window. Chromium tab. Why won't it let me share? Maybe it's because I have to accept the cookies. Yeah, sorry for the technical difficulties here, guys. All right, I think I got it this time.
All right, should be up.
Excellent. All right, so what were we at, Anna? Yeah, we were at Anna's post. Let's go to the end here. Okay, Anna Matson, Anna R. Matson. Okay, yeah, so here's our thread on all the executive agreements. I'm just going to read them out, but Tux, if you want to stop and like dwell on one, go ahead and shout out anytime that you want, please. So we're withdrawing from the Paris Agreement again. Cool, whatever. I guess that seems more like a token thing to me, but he's delivering emergency price relief. I hereby order the heads of all executive departments and agencies to deliver emergency price relief consistent with applicable law to American people and increase the prosperity of the American worker. I don't know what that means exactly. Price relief. Defeating the cost of living crisis? Okay. Yeah, that sounds more, to me, that sounds kind of like, yay, freedom or something. I don't know exactly what, tangible measures are behind that, but here's one that I actually do like. Hiring freeze, a temporary freeze of hiring until the Trump administration is fully in place. Additionally, within 90 days of the date of this memorandum, the director of the Office of Management and Budget, the OMB, in consultation with the director of the OPM and the administrator of the United States Doge Service, USDS, shall submit a plan to reduce the size of the federal government's working force through efficiency improvements and attrition. Okay. Maybe they can attrit the FBI and the IRS and the DOJ.
Well, that's sort of a good thing, but I got to say, it is ironic that they're adding yet another government agency to reduce the government. It's like that XKCD comic where it's like, oh, we're going to make a single standard by making another one.
Yeah, exactly. Now there's 15 competing standards. Or like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where they build this like massive Earth-sized computer to answer what's the meaning of life, and then they produce the answer 42, and the computer's like, well, the problem is you didn't understand the question, so they had to build like another Earth-sized computer to determine the question. This is so stupid. Anyways, but hey, maybe it works out. I don't know. Okay. Regulatory freeze. Say maybe this is another good one. Do not propose or issue any rule in any manner, including by sending a rule to the Office of the Federal Register, the OFR, until a department or agency head appointed or designated by President Trump after noon on January 20th, 2025, reviews and approves the rule. Okay, yeah, I guess that's good. No more new rules. That sounds great. There's probably a lot of lingering assholes remaining in the bureaucratic deep state that are, they probably want to put as many rules as they can. They've also been hamstrung by the death of Chevron, which is like an amazing ruling. I can't even hardly believe that it happened.
That one was a big W.
Yeah, like so much of this shit is going to have to go back to the courts now, because the courts previously ruled, oh, well, we have to assume that the government's right. And now it's like, no, that's a bad ruling at this point. And a lot of stuff will have to get re-reviewed. So I'm okay with it. Let them tie everything up in the courts. Let everything come to a screeching halt, and then everyone else, it's a free for all, and they won't be able to catch back up. That's my, I guess, anarchist mental masturbation or whatever. Let's see. Next one. Return to in-person work. All right. All heads of all departments and agencies in the executive branch of government, as soon as practicable, shall take all necessary steps to terminate remote work arrangements and require employees to return to work in person at their respective duty stations. Duty stations on a full-time basis, provided that the department and agency heads shall make exemptions they deem necessary. Cool. End the weaponization in government. Attorney General, in consultation with the heads of all departments and agencies of the United States, shall take the appropriate action to review the activities and departments and agencies exercising civil or criminal enforcement authority of the United States. Well, that sounds very broad, and it sounds like the beginning of what you would want to see, of the end of lawfare, or at least the reduction of lawfare. It's difficult to think that the Pharisee lawyers will ever end their lawfare, but maybe this is for real, right? Let's see where that goes. I hope so. Restoring freedom of speech. It is the policy of the United States to secure the right of the American people to engage in constitutionally protected speech. Cool. I agree. Rescinding 78 Biden executive orders. Okay. I don't know which all they were, but I can't imagine any executive order by Biden was really all that great. Grant a full, complete, and unconditional pardon to all other individuals convicted of offenses related to events that occurred at or near the United States Capitol on January 6, 2021. Yeah, so he commutated and pardoned like basically all of them, but I saw some Project Veritas thing where they were still like screwing with those guys. Like they're like, no, we have to make sure to get all the paperwork, and some of them are still in the process of being filed against in prosecution. So we let some of them go, but we can't let all of them. And it was just like, oh my fucking god.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's the thing with commutation. I think there's usually strings attached, whereas a pardon's like you're free,
Oh, I see. Interesting. That's an interesting distinction. So if a commutation, they can still wrap you up in the process a little bit.
I think so, because you still technically have criminal charges.
I see. Huh. Maybe he should have just unconditionally pardoned them all if that's what he wanted to.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Grant a full and complete unconditional pardon to all of their individuals. Oh, we already had just reading the same one. Extending the TikTok deadline. Oh, thank God we can use TikTok still. I hereby order the Attorney General not to take any action on behalf of the United States to enforce the act for 75 days from the date of this order, to permit my administration an opportunity to determine the appropriate course of action with respect to TikTok. So you guys keep posting your DJing videos and memes and hilarious shit and giving your data to China or Chinese corporations. Not that I think TikTok is great or anything, but hey, if you want to do that, then that's your right. That's your right as an American to give your data to China. At least that's what I believe. So hopefully they don't do anything stupid with that, because it's not about TikTok, right? It's obviously about the precedent being set here. And the worst thing is the ruling on this. That, like, worst of everything that could have happened here was the court making the ruling that, oh, well, China doesn't have free speech rights. Only Americans have constitutionally protected free speech rights. It's like, yeah, like the right to publish and the right to choose my publisher, even if it's a Chinese corporation. So they ran some real big mental hamster wheel, mental gymnastics to make that ruling, but whatever. Going to withdraw from the World Health Organization. Okay, cool. Yeah, we probably should do that. Killing all those health treaties, that's a good thing. Restoring accountability. Okay, let's be accountable, guys. Reinstate a previous executive order and adds employees in or applicants for schedule policy/career positions are not required to personally or politically support the current president or the policies of the current administration. They are required to faithfully implement administration policies to the best of their ability, consistent with their constitutional oath, and the vesting of executive authority solely in the president. Failure to do so is grounds for dismissal. Okay, yeah. So obey the president and also the Constitution. Sounds like. Holding former officials accountable.
Oh, there's like so many of these, so we can probably go ahead and move to the next link, because I gotta close it off pretty soon. My phone's about to die. Yeah, I think there's like literally like 80 replies, so they're just all of the executive. There's a lot.
Well, I imagine she put the top ones at the top, so yeah, we'll probably we got the best ones. A lot of those are starting to sound kind of vanilla, anyways. Like yeah, Americans have free speech. Cool, thanks for that.
Yeah, I will go ahead and mention a couple of the major ones, which was like protecting the ability of self-custody for crypto and protecting people who develop crypto projects that provide self-custody. So there were some really good crypto-related executive orders.
That's good. Yeah. So there was self-custody. There was a self-custody executive order.
Yes. Yep. Oh, there was one that did mention self-hosted wallets. So.
Okay. God, yep. I hate that term so much, but okay. I mean.
Yeah, it makes self-custody makes more sense than self-hosted wallets, but it's effectively the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, there's no such thing as a hosted wallet. It's called an account. Like you don't call your bank account my hosted wallet. Like that's such bullshit. Like you have an account with the bank. Like I don't have a hosted wallet with Fidelity for my stock trading. I have an account with Fidelity for trading stocks. Like it's just a made up term to completely, double speak or whatever. All right. Onward we go. Elon Musk tweeted, Roger Ver gave up his U.S. Oh, this is good. Okay. From Elon Musk, right? Roger Ver gave up his U.S. citizenship. No pardon for Ver. Membership has its privileges. Oh, fuck you, Elon Musk. Wow. Damn. God damn. That's unfortunate.
That's messed up. Because like they went after him after he expatriated. So that's totally unfucking fair.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That is an interesting legal question. Does the president have the ability to pardon non-U.S. citizens for crimes that are being? I would assume that you do. Like, why wouldn't you? But
well, it's because the Irish statutes of limitations was like arbitrarily higher than like other things, so they went after him right before they weren't able to anymore. But like the charges are probably super bogus anyway.
Yeah,
I haven't looked into it too much, but it looks messed up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, listen, guys, if you thought that he was jerking you around, you should have done this way longer ago, and you should have dealt with it in the moment. That statute of limitations itself is fucked up.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it could be the case. I mean, bro, like, do we really know? Do you and I really know the intricacies of corporate tax law on a new asset class? Where like, how do you have to declare it, and who exactly technically owns it, and and he probably it's knowing Roger a little bit, having followed him over the years. It's possible he might have tried to bend a few of the uncross a couple T's, undot a couple lowercase J's. He might have like tried to do finagle it a little bit, but still, like it's exactly like Ross. The over 100 years in prison, like just psychopathic to the core to even think that should be the outcome there. Okay, is Monero keeping Bitcoin cypherpunk dream alive? Yeah, I saw this one everywhere on Twitter. I actually didn't read the article, but I was like, yeah, obviously. And then I would just move on. Yeah, so do you want to talk about this one? Because I didn't read this article.
Can you read that heading again?
It's the Forbes article that says, is Monero keeping Bitcoin's cypherpunk dream alive?
Oh yeah, I saw this article. I read a little bit of it. It was kind of a cool shout out for Monero, essentially.
Yeah, and in Forbes. So I mean, we're getting the
Yeah, like props to Forbes for making actually a decent article for essentially advertising Monero.
That's good. Yeah, maybe I should come through and read this article. I was just kind of like in my head, I was like, yeah, obviously. And I
Yeah, I
forgot
know.
that it was
That's why
Forbes.
I think I read it a couple sentences, and then I'm like, oh yeah, it's like yes.
All right, next we have the Uncensored Library, the digital home of press freedom. There's a film that we could even play. Probably we don't have time for the film, and we're not going to hear the sound. But all right, there's something about Minecraft. So millions of players. Is there a way to make this go faster? Let's go on 2x speed, huh? Unlimited freedom, even in countries with no press freedom. Something about Iran and head coverings and Reporters Without Borders presents the Uncensored Library. Ah, okay, I get it. Uncensored articles and uncensored books accessible for everyone, and even in oppressed countries. So it looks like basically Minecraft for books.
I've actually
And then you can
seen
like build a whole
this. I think I've
Minecraft.
seen this before. Yeah, it's literally a Minecraft server that provides a giant library of stuff. It's crazy.
That's really cool.
It
Yeah, I
is
mean,
really cool. It's kind of a way to bypass, like restrictions of like I guess being able to get stuff normally online or not having access to material at an actual library. You can just join this Minecraft server, which is a fairly innocent thing.
yeah, that's pretty, and it's also like just a really good way in a marketing sense to capture the imaginations of
Very creative.
people. I saw someone in Minecraft. They built a CPU, like they no shit built like the
Oh yeah, using
actual
command
full
blocks.
logic
Oh
case.
yeah, it's
Yep.
crazy.
Like I mean, just mind blowing.
It's like a couple like kilohertz or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't have much power, but who cares? Like just the fact that someone took the time to do that is incredible. Okay, so here we have Eric Trump confirms the U.S.-based crypto projects will benefit from zero capital gains tax. Okay, yeah, there's some problem going on with Michael Saylor that I read about where it's like if you have profits over $1 billion, apparently the Biden administration implemented some kind of unrealized capital gains tax for which stocks are exempt, and I think bonds are exempt, but crypto is not exempt. So Michael Saylor is running into this massive tax bill for unrealized gains that he might have to pay. And so he's petitioning the IRS for some kind of like exemption from it, but who knows how that's going to turn out. Maybe with Trump in office, maybe he'll fucking push, poke, and prod the IRS and change out the leadership to force them to, I don't know, to take care of that problem. That'll actually be a pretty good litmus test in a lot of ways. Like if the IRS fucks over Michael Saylor, not that I like Michael Saylor, but if they go with the unrealized capitalized gains taxes here, and Trump could have done something about that, that's a very extremely obvious headline crypto thing that should be done. Like, no, crypto's part of that exemption. And it's only for profits over $1 billion. But anyways, so that's kind of related here to this headline. Sorry to deviate from the headline here, but yeah, I guess Eric Trump, his son, confirms that there's going to be zero capital gains taxes. Cool.
Interesting to see.
I don't have time to read the article, but yeah. I mean, hopefully, I think that's our last one. Let me check one more time here. Did we get the Cointelegraph status? I think we did. Let me check this one more time. Okay. I guess we did miss this one. All right. This is the last one. Donald Trump signs an executive order to help make America the world capital of crypto. Cool. Let's be the capital of crypto, guys, because that's what crypto is all about, having capitals in states and whatnot.
Hopefully that doesn't mean owning all of the Bitcoin, all of the Bitcoin hash power and being able to fully censor the Bitcoin network.
Seriously.
It's definitely not what that means.
I mean, I don't know what the hash power breakdown is lately. I haven't checked, but the last
I
time
think it's still mostly China.
Is it really? Because the last time I checked, it was like 55% Western kind of NATO allied powers, and then the other was China and Kazakhstan.
Oh, maybe it's shifted back over because I forgot China started to crack down on a lot of the mining stuff. So you're probably right. I haven't looked in a while.
Yeah, it's been at least like a year since I've really looked at it, so maybe it's shifted. Maybe worth another look. But yeah, that would be pretty concerning. I mean, you really have to watch for it, right? If a certain amount of hash power gets concentrated amongst the Western powers, if you will, Western Europe, United States, etc., that could be a problem. That could end up being a big problem. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Oh, you got a comment here from Benson. Question for Body: if you were Ross, would you stay in the U.S.? Would you still be a freedom advocate?
I would 100% still be a freedom advocate. I'm not sure that I would stay in the U.S. That would be pretty tough. I would probably spend a couple years in the U.S. and then I would get the fuck out, because in my mind, here's what I'm thinking. I've made enemies out of all the Fed boys out there. They fucking hate me. They're going to be watching everything I do. I would be somewhat inclined to just renounce my citizenship and go somewhere else. Maybe it's a really tough question. I couldn't say that for sure, but it would be on my mind for sure. I imagine, he's probably.
But even
fine,
then, we see like Roger Ver. It's crazy. He's been expatriated from the United States for like 8 years now, maybe almost more. Yeah, it's like probably like 8 years, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's been almost a decade, I think. But maybe it's been a whole decade. But yeah, so that is another part of the calculus there. Like, well, even if I leave, are they still going to try and find a way to come after me? It seems like he's going to have a pretty good life regardless. It looks like he's got quite a lot of people have already
looks like he's well supported. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good. I'm really
You can donate XMR. A lot of us sent emails to the project requesting that they'd add XMR, and very quickly they did. They added a Monero donation link to, I think it was the freeross.org. So you can donate to Ross Ulbricht's family now for personal use funds, because any funds that were raised before that he couldn't use. It was only relating to like his campaigning for him to be released and all that stuff. But now if you donate to him, he can actually use it personally. So you can donate Monero to Ross Ulbricht and his family, like his mom, Lynn Ulbricht, over at freeross.org. So cool to see.
Yeah, and definitely I'd say there's a lot of people doing a lot of donation campaigns for Ross, but one thing is that when that happens, you're like, hey, we've raised X amount for Ross. And it's like, who should know how much Ross has raised, right? Who should know how much he's getting? Nobody should know. That's nobody's fucking business.
Yeah, exactly.
Better to donate to him directly with Monero so that nobody knows, including the government, especially.
Because we already know how much Bitcoin he got. He got like $6 million worth of Solana shitcoins that probably are not very liquid, we can see all that, which is kind of crazy, but
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to take care of his OPSEC in a big way now as well, because
yes, for sure. But I got to say, props to Kraken. I don't know if you saw, but Kraken donated over $100,000 of Bitcoin to his new fund. So
yeah,
got to give him some respect for that.
Yeah, I still get the generally good vibes from Kraken. I always try and keep a little. They're an exchange, and they're kind of like, I raise an eyebrow at them sometimes, but only out of healthy skepticism, not out of trying to. But yeah, I mean, I still get good vibes from those guys. So.
Yep, of course.
All right, brother. Do we have anything else to share here, or should we?
All right, no, I think that was it. My phone battery's getting pretty low, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it off here. Thank you so much, Body, for helping me out on this very off day. Both me and Doug are currently in Miami for the Counterparty conference, and I think you could see our talks online. Doug had talk about Monero projects. But yeah, we'll be back next week for normal time. Thanks everybody for waiting. Sorry it was so scrambled, but that's just how it is sometimes. You know how Doug is. Doug will roll no matter when, what time. Hope you guys enjoyed Nick Spanos as his interview as well. He's a legend. So.
All right. Well, I hope you guys paint the town, crush it, and leave with all the positive energy, etc.